This video is going to be covering installing Tabernus onto one of the micro ATX servers. The process is pretty similar for most other servers, but this is the easiest way I can make an example. As you can see here, I've just booted into the BIOS on this particular server. The clock is incorrect, so I'm changing the time. On the lower right hand there, you can see there are instructions that tell you how to manipulate the time settings and so on. Basically, at any screen on the BIOS you're going to be in somewhere, it's going to tell you how to change the things that are on the screen. So here you can see this is the typical boot order screen. You can see the internal hard drive and the USB stick. But since right now I only want to have it boot from the USB stick one time, I'm going to go to the exit screen, and there's an option to have it boot from the USB stick just once. So I've selected that option. It's then going to boot into the Tabernus installer. And now it's loading up the Tabernus installer. You guys have all probably seen this loading screen about 10,000 times, so you probably don't need to watch that, so I'm going to go ahead and skip ahead. As you can see, we've booted into the Tabernus Live Install operating system, and you just double click the icon on the desktop to install the software onto the hard drive. Basically, you click next several times. Basic storage. Just leave the host name the same. Put your location in, Denver being the location. Leave the password as it is. Use it anyway. Click the icon to use all space on the disk. It's going to examine the hard drives in the system. Then you'll see the USB stick and the internal hard drive. You want to click the button to move it over to the target area. Click next, write changes to disk. It's going to begin copying. This might take a while, so I'm going to fast forward again. After a few minutes of formatting, it will then begin to copy the OS installation to the hard drive on the disk. And this will again take several minutes. Once the installer has copied the image to the disk, you'll see a message come up that it's performing some post-installation, and that will take a few minutes as well. Once the postal installation is completed, you'll see a message saying that you've completed and that you can now click the OK button to reset the system. At this point, after it resets, you would then want to remove your installation media so that it did not again boot into the installation. As you can see here, we've rebooted, and it's going to bring up the first time setup page. Then click the next button. Then gives you a description of license, which you can ignore, and then it asks you to enter a username, full name, and password, which we use test01 for all of these fields. Click forward, yes, it's a weak password, we know. Make sure the time and date are correct. Skip sending the hardware profile, and there you have it. You have installed Tabernus. You've all seen this screen a million times. You know what to do.